Hi, this is Dr. Nemechek, the Nemechek Protocol, and I want to discuss the different ways that this low blood pressure to the brain, the stuff I keep talking about that occurs with autonomic dysfunction, can cause symptoms. All right. Now, again, real briefly, a very common thing that happens when people have damage to their autonomic nervous system is they can't get enough blood pressure up to the top of their head against gravity when they're upright. So that could either be standing upright, sitting upright, or even when you're walking around. All right. This is called orthostatic intolerance. Orthostasis is the pressure your body feels from gravity to drive blood from your feet. And orthostatic intolerance means your body can't function right and you're getting symptoms from this. Now, one very important thing is these symptoms tend to go away when you're flat. When you don't have gravity, even with autonomic damage, it's easy to get blood pressure there. All right. Now, so one of the first things that people notice, and one of the most kind of intense symptoms they'll have, is when they stand up or get out of bed. And they'll suddenly go, oh my goodness, they feel really, really lightheaded. What happens is the pressure in the brain drops, boom, like that. And they get lack of oxygen into the brain. Okay. They almost pass out. Now, when it goes back, they're kind of relieved. But typically, the pressure does not go to normal. They're still having low blood pressure. Now, this low blood pressure in the brain makes you very tired. You know, they don't understand. They slept well. There's no reason. They don't have any real illnesses, but they just, gosh, they get tired. Often gets worse through the day. Kind of gets worse after meals, okay, because your blood pressure will drop a little bit more after you eat. And in addition to that, it can make it so you can't really focus or concentrate well. Okay, this is part of the fundamental features of underlying in, say, just a simple teenager with ADD. They're having trouble regulating blood pressure in their head. All right, and it comes about from these physical, emotional, and inflammatory traumas that I talk about in other videos, and that we are unable to repair those injuries. Okay, normally we should repair them within a few days to a few weeks. We are unable to repair those because this chronic inflammatory state we have in our bodies now. So you can have a little, lightheadedness, whoa, dizzy when you stand up, and then it eases off. You might be tired, and your brain doesn't work quite so well. Now, one of the interesting things is when that blood doesn't get to the head, it pools in the legs of your muscles. So people are really fidgety. They're moving their muscles, tap, 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 moving their feet. They got to squirm in their chair a lot. They can't really sit down. They got to stay active. I feel better when I'm busy, that kind of stuff. Some people become addicted to running, and those people in particular will tell me, oh, like, the only time I can think clear is if I'm running. Well, moving the muscles generates, you get better pressure in your head, better oxygen delivery to the brain, and your brain works better. Okay. Now, not only does the brain not get enough oxygen, but the muscles on the scalp, the neck, even in the jaw don't get enough oxygen because of the lack of pressure. Now, in the neck, we call this Coathanger pain. Okay, and this can cause intense tightness. All right, you can get temporal headaches here from your muscles. You can get it in the back. Some people have tightness in their jaw. They're kind of having to stretch their jaw. It's so tight, and so you get those muscles. Now, those muscles hurt, I should say. Now, the other thing that happens is your brain doesn't particularly like this. Your brain doesn't think it's a nuisance. Your brain thinks you're going to die. Okay, I mean, that's how biologically your brain's supposed to keep you alive, and your brain's like, oh my gosh, not enough oxygen, we got to do something. So the brain learns that if you eat salt and sugar, it'll boost blood pressure to your head. So now you're kind of hungry all the time, even though you're trying to watch your weight and avoid this, don't snack on that. You just can't help it. It'll almost lift you up and levitate you to the pantry to get some pretzels or something. Okay, why? Because the brain knows if they get some salt or carbs, carbohydrates, it'll boost pressure to your head and save your life. All right, liquid can do the same thing. So lots and lots of water, some people are just insatiably thirsty, will boost blood pressure to your head. Nicotine bypasses the damage. All right, that pack-a-day smoker, every cigarette drives blood pressure to your head, every one. People think you have a nicotine problem. Really, you got a gravity problem. Because when you lay down, suddenly that smoker doesn't need to smoke for 8 to 10 hours. It's not really about nicotine. Nicotine helps the situation. It's about autonomic damage causing low blood pressure. And then finally, when you don't have enough pressure up there and you aren't fidgeting and you aren't eating enough or smoking or chewing tobacco or any of those kind of things, the body releases some emergency measures that stimulate the release of noradrenaline and other kind of chemicals to drive pressure to your head so you won't pass out. Now you feel weak and shaky, nervous, anxious. You don't even know why. Sometimes this is misconstrued as low blood sugar. There it is. I got interrupted there. I apologize. So those are the things, from anywhere from just lightheadedness to fatigue, foggy brain, chronic headache, neck tightness, balance being off, hungry a lot, thirsty a lot, fidgeting a lot. All of these things are part of low blood pressure and oxygen delivery to your brain. I hope you find that useful. This is Dr. Patrick Nemecek of Nemecek Autonomic Medicine in Buckeye, Arizona.